All right, here we are. You should get a license, the podcast edition, another interview with a industry pro. And today, our guest is someone who is not only one of the best insurance agents in the entire country, but also one of the best insurance leaders in the entire country. He is known across multiple organizations and carriers, and he's also an author. He is a entrepreneur. He is a motivator. He is also a world record holder, which we'll talk about as well. But I want to give it up and bring on our guest this evening. I call him JB, Jonny. You can too, Burgess. Jonny Burgess, how are you doing tonight, sir?
Oh man, it's great. Good to be here with you, Rod. Awesome.
Hey, look, man, I'm so glad that you're able to join tonight, because I know that there are individuals out there who are really gonna just get a lot from your story. We've had some time together, and I was thinking as I was preparing for this conversation, man, how are we gonna fit it all into an hour? Because we've had conversations that have been hours, and your story spans decades. So we'll do our best to
Okay.
condense condense really what we can. First, you are a specialist, really in the supplemental benefits area, and we want to, educate individuals on the different opportunities that are available in insurance. Can you tell me a little bit about, that area of specialty, and really, what you do, what you focus on, as an insurance professional in your day to day?
Sure. I started my career, just exploring a couple of avenues. I looked at the life insurance model. I went with worksite benefits just because it was a fit, and I thought it could multiply your efforts if you're talking to multiple employees at once. That was part of it. Plus the advantage of mostly being business hours, talking to business owners during the day and writing their employees on the clock, as opposed to a lot of people. I have a lot of friends that make a lot of money in life insurance sales, but there's a lot of kitchen table nights and weekends, but you can get there anyway. Lots of avenues. But with a supplemental, even if you have really good homeowners insurance, health insurance, there's gaps in it. There just is. So, I've never heard of anybody even working for a town or a city or a county now with zero out of pocket. Somebody's got something. But it's not just the deductibles and copays. It's what if you did break your leg, God forbid, and miss work for a few months?
Right.
The beginning of my story with insurance, with supplemental, really started long before I was in the business. It was July 99 when a drunk driver ran my van off the road and I rolled down an embankment. I couldn't walk for like 7 months. I lost everything. If I had something simple like the hospital and an accident critical care plan, that would have made a world of difference to me. But instead, I had to suck it up and kind of almost ashamed being a father with 5 little kids. Like, what do? I lost my house. So
Yeah.
the reward of the feeling of what we do is being able to be there. We're not selling a thing like a product or a tangible item. What we sell is a promise that in their most dire hour of need, we're actually there. So that's the idea of it. We're selling a promise, but we supplement whatever they do have. And we have evolved into a small business solution that actually incorporates MEC health insurance along with a whole bunch of supplemental accident, hospital, life insurance solutions, telemedicine, dental vision. So we bundled it as well. But really just right place, right time, and feeling the pulse of the marketplace out there.
Yeah.
It's all about find the need and fill it. So that's what we've been able to do.
Absolutely, and thank you. I want to talk about kind of the evolution of your business over time. One of the questions I like to start with kind of early on is I know no one grows up dreaming of being an insurance agent. When you were a kid, what was your first dream? Like what was the dream job for you growing up?
Other than cowboys and Indians, that looked pretty cool. But no, it was really early on. It was.
And I see the hat, and I see the hat.
But other than that, it was really being a karate champion. That was really my goal, my dream, and I set that pretty early. That was the career I wanted to pursue. Somehow, I just knew I had to be self-employed. I couldn't be in a box punching a time clock. Somehow, very early, I realized that had to be out of the box. But the drive was martial arts at first. But kind of like what you just mentioned, when you have career day at school, the kid that brings his dad in, it's a fireman. That's pretty cool, right? There's a lot of cool professions, but I don't remember anybody saying how awesome insurance was. I don't remember that, especially as the younger ages.
I'm trying to think. I don't remember that one either.
But I tell you, when you asked one of the questions you had asked me before, what do I like most about insurance?
Yeah.
It's the renewals, man. I mean, we now know that commission sales is the highest paid profession in the country. It passed doctors and lawyers years ago, but there's so many things you can sell, and they're great. They're great careers. If you can sell cars, you can be really good at it. You can be the best at it. Friend of mine, Mariana Viss, is the best realtor in 2 towns by, hands down. She probably outsells the next 4 combined. You can sell Kirby vacuums. You can sell food like I did. You can sell a whole bunch of things. But the difference is insurance is the renewals. Yeah. I mean, the first accident policy I sold at near the end of 2008, I still get paid every month for that policy. That's sexy. It really is. So
absolutely.
What is that? I don't know how many years ago that was, one time, but 13, 14 years ago, I'm still getting paid every month for that account. That's the cool part.
No, I mean, the renewals and the opportunity, we talk about the financial concept of compound interest. Sometimes it's like when you're adding those renewals year after year, it almost feels very similar, but from an income standpoint, right. Every year it just continues to grow a little bit more and a little bit more. And that's one of the things I try to really share with either new agents or people who are considering, getting into this space. And you mentioned some other career paths. Let's talk a little bit about, your path, prior to insurance. I mean, you've done a ton of different things. And I want to you mentioned also the karate champion growing up, and that's a dream that you actually accomplished. And I want to talk about that too. But right before, you got a license, tell me about, what business were you in? I know you were in the food services business, but I know you were entrepreneurial as well. Tell me a little bit about that. And also, what happened to transition you into insurance? Because I know that story, but I think it's a really cool one as well, to share.
Yeah, I will say, actually, I remember my demo ride along, I think it was New Year's Eve of Y2K. I was exploring the food sales business, and it was literally delivery to a lot of small businesses and even homes of frozen food, high-end lobster, gourmet seafood, Omaha steak kind of a thing, but gourmet food sales. And I ended up diving into that in 2000. My car accident in 99, I had lost everything. I was starting all over again. I had run karate schools for years and some delivery businesses, but I just really needed to start a career, and just realizing I had the big picture of what sales could be if you did it for a career. And I just went with it from early 2000 through the end of 2008, pretty much. It was pretty close to a 6-figure income selling food, and I managed a small team, which I thought was pretty cool at the time. But at the end of 2008 or mid 2008, the housing crisis kind of hit. Felt a lot like this last year, a little bit, just a lot of uncertainty.
Yeah.
And people stopped buying rack of lamb, giant lobster, and filet mignon. And that's everything I marketed was high-end stuff. And in my personal story, by that time, I was a single dad with 5 kids. So I was working more and more, but making less. And I just knew something had to change. I didn't know anything about insurance, honestly, except for a few people I knew in my circle of friends and people at church that I just knew did insurance. Seemed to be doing well. They had nice houses and nice cars. That's kind of what I had to go off.
Did insurance. That's always did insurance, right? That's like the term.
I didn't even know what that meant. I didn't know what a policy looked like.
You do insurance?
Yeah. And I thought I was going to do that on the side, to be honest with you, until the economy turned and resurrect my food business. But I was only in a month or two, and the handwriting was on the wall. I had to be all in. I couldn't be half in. You got to be all in. You got to, like Cortez, burn the ships. We're going to go over that hill and win, or we're going to die today, because look behind you guys, the ships are on fire. That's what you have to do. So I just knew for myself, if I was half in, I wouldn't have worked. You got to just jump. You can't put your little toe in that freezing cold water. Just dive in head first. So I did. And a huge advantage I had, and most people don't, is a month or so into business, I got married to Michelle, and she had 3 kids. So I had 8 kids, and my mortgage was almost $5,300 a month.
Wow.
It might not seem like that's an advantage, but to me it was, because I had to make a lot of money. I didn't have a choice.
Absolutely.
So I couldn't just, if it wasn't a great day or it wasn't a nice day out, I couldn't, if I didn't feel like it. I never had the luxury of not doing what I had to do. I just had to go out. My model was book 10 and run 10. Book 10 appointments a week, run 10 appointments a week. And I knew I'd be successful if I just kept that activity up, and it was. But it was pretty cool. It was quite the ride. But that's how I transitioned into it, kind of by accident. Then I found myself full-time in it. And back then, with what I was doing, it was kind of the Wild West. There wasn't a whole lot of training. Everybody kind of made it up as they went. But because I had zero experience and a need to make so much money so fast, I just took a little chunk of it, mostly with an accident plan, and just hit the ground running. And I came up with a 5-minute pitch that I could just rewind, play, do it again, do it again, do it again. And my first year in a company, out of 61,000 agents, I became their number one account opener.
Wow.
But honestly, I took 6 weeks off that year. I took Fridays off. It was cool because making money was great. To have that much time to enjoy it. I don't think I'd ever taken 6 weeks off in my prior life. So that was the cool part. My goal was to make hundreds of dollars a day and then rush home trying to beat the kids getting off the bus and turn my phone off for the night. So that was cool. And then after a year, I became a district manager and started assembling a little team. And I taught them what I did. I said, listen, this is what I said. I think this is what I'm doing. Just try that. That should work. But within a year, 3 people on my team here in Southern New Hampshire are also in the top 10 in the country. So it wasn't that Johnny's a rock star sales agent. It's that his system is so simple a caveman could do it. So that's basically the transition. And I ended up writing my book and sharing my simple, insurance for dummies kind of a thing. And I ended up speaking in 21 different states and state organizations, even with other companies, just how to keep it really simple, I guess.
Yeah. No, man, it's just a great story, because, you come from really any background. And as long as you have that dedication, as long as you have, that discipline, and you're ready to, as you said, just commit fully, to getting it done, anyone can make it happen. I guess you can too, right? Just like the title of the book.